Hi guys, it's Annie from carstereochick.com. It's been a long time since I've done a video. I'm happy to be back. And in this video, I'd like to go over what I believe are the best navigation systems for 2014. So I'm going to turn this around and show you what we've got from Pioneer, Kenwood, and Alpine. Okay guys, I'm going to start off with Kenwood because in the past I've given Kenwood Exelon a lot of love, and we're looking at right now is the DNX 691 HD. Now, the Kenwood Exelon units still have awesome sound quality. They all use that high voltage preamp, 5 volts. This particular model actually has the 13-band equalizer built in, but like most Kenwoods, it's not the easiest thing to use, and it's a little sluggish. One thing they definitely have going for them is they use Garmin for their mapping system, which a lot of people know, use, and love, but once we get to the audio side, it's not that pretty. We have this kind of mean user interface where we can scroll through all of our different sources. I'm going to go ahead and select iPod just to kind of show you it takes a few seconds for everything to kind of load up. It's a little sluggish. It's not uncommon to see loading when you're searching for something, but we already had something playing and you can see how long it kind of took for that information to load up. Now that I'm listening to this, if I want to easily access my audio button, I have to first tap this button down here to get to the audio, and then it brings up this huge menu. Now what if you just want to adjust bass or your subwoofer level? It's kind of a pain in the ass. This is how you get to your EQ, but if you want to actually adjust the subwoofer level, it's right down here. But you can see there's a lot of steps just to make a basic audio adjustment and just to get back to what you were listening to. So it's really not user-friendly in that aspect, although it does sound really good. So if you really are used to that warm digital to analog converter that Kenwood normally uses, that's what you're going to get with any of their units. I highly recommend to stay away from their DNN units. This is the DNN 991 HD. It's a beautiful screen, and it packs in a ton of features for your money. You can actually tether off of a cell phone to access the internet and email. However, it's even more difficult to use than their DNX series. So if ease of use is important to you, stay away from Kenwood because they're really not user-friendly and they're a little sluggish in their operating system. And by this time, I really kind of expected that they would have sped it up. Let me just show you a little bit on this. First of all, if you want to use a DNN series unit, you have to register and be part of this Kenwood connected service, which is kind of weird. It uses this thing called route collector, so they kind of know all sorts of information about you, where you're going, what you're doing, that kind of thing. So there's a lot of people that don't really like that just from a privacy aspect. If you want to get to an internet browser, not that you should, you can. Although I don't know what this is showing, web page on the, oh, you know, I don't have the internet, the Wi-Fi set up on this at the moment. But let's say you want to listen to music. You got to get back to that home screen, and I don't want RSS feeds. I just want to get to music. Don't need account. Where's my home button? See, I'm just having difficulty trying to use this, and that's really not cool. It looks cool. I mean, it's something there's your sources. You have to get used to how everything is laid out. And I just don't know if that's what people are looking for these days. A lot of people are just looking for a navigation system that they can make and receive phone calls from and that they can play their music from. And that's usually pretty much it. They're not necessarily looking for all these extras, but that's what you get with the DNN 991 HD. It's a lot of extras, but you definitely have to take your time to figure out how the menu system works to really get used to it so that you can safely operate it when you're actually driving the vehicle. So let's move over to Alpine. Alpine has a couple models. They have their 940 has been around. That's the 6.1-inch screen. That's been around I think for like a year and a half now. And then this is the new 957. Now the 957 is pretty much built on the same operating system and platform as the 940 and the 920 was. However, they did add a cool new feature, which is an optical output. So for anybody who's looking to do seriously high fidelity audio system, you could do a full digital audio system with this unit, going to like one of the Audison Voce series amplifiers with the digital AV bit-in adapter, you could do a really high fidelity system. Alpine's always been what you see is what you get. Not a lot of bells and whistles, not a lot of blinky lights, and a little bit of customization. So you can change like the background color from either amber, green, red, or I believe just like a black and off-white gray color. You go over to general, go to LED customize, screen color. So we get blue, red, green, amber, or black. Okay, so you get 5 colors. So if you're looking for a real minimalist head unit that allows you to easily access your music either through Bluetooth audio or through USB, I'm going to quickly go ahead and disconnect my iPod from this Kenwood and see if I can plug this in with one hand. That would be talented. Hang on 1 second. Sorry about that. All right, so now I got an iPod connected to the Alpine. I can show you how that works. I'm gonna go and select iPod right here in my top bar, and it's gonna load up what we were just playing on that Kenwood. This is my quick search button right there. Music, artist, and I can scroll if I want to. Go back up and just select something. So it's a little bit more responsive than the Kenwood. You can see it loads things up pretty quickly. It's not very difficult to use. Everything is cleanly, neatly laid out. If at this point I want to adjust the audio for any reason, I have to tap that little setup button right there. Can go to sound. So it's pretty straightforward, pretty user-friendly. Everything's kind of laid out for me. So for someone who's not too technical, doesn't want to learn any obnoxious menus, everything is really clearly laid out in Alpine and very easy to use. As far as the sound quality goes, this does have the 4-volt pre-outs. It's got the 9-band EQ, digital time alignment. So it's got all the tools that you need to really do a high fidelity audio system. Now, if you really want to get nitty gritty and do like A/B comparisons with everybody, I will say that the Kenwood does have a warmer, more natural sounding digital to analog converter. Alpines in particular have always seemed to me and to my husband John to have an exaggerated top end frequency range. Some people need that. Some people like that. To me, I don't like the exaggerated top end. I prefer the warmer sound of the Kenwood. But when you need to balance in your other features such as ease of use, this Alpine becomes a very attractive option. So this is a 957. This is a good model. I like this model. Easy to use, gives you a lot of features for your money. Also, you can basically press and hold this little phone button right here to easily make phone calls. That will prompt the voice recognition of your phone. So that's a cool feature. It does have an HDMI input, so you can buy the proper adapters to mirror anything from your phone onto the stereo if you wanted to. Depending on what kind of phone you have, that will determine what kind of adapters you'll have to buy, but kind of a cool feature nonetheless. Now, right over to Pioneer. From Pioneer, we have the 7000. We also have the 5000, gives you the 6.1-inch screen. We do sell quite a bit of the Pioneer for a few different reasons. I think the biggest thing is it gives you the best mix of features for your money. You can really customize these units to suit your particular taste and your particular needs. Here's kind of the main home screen on the Pioneer system, and you actually can customize all this. You can customize the colors and everything on here. If I wanted to, say, go to my FM/AM radio, there's my nice little menu. I can see what channel I'm on. These are my presets right here. And I feel like this is a very responsive unit. If I want to get to my audio, there's a nice little EQ button right there. Very quick and easy to get to that. There's another way to get to that. You have the settings button right here. Brings up the same menu. You notice these little icons on the left. Kind of really makes it easy to figure out what menu you want to get to adjust what. So if I want to just adjust the display, tap the little artist palette right there. Brings up all the options that I might want to adjust with my screen. I can choose from a number of different background images, or I can even upload my own. I can change the illumination to match my interior. I can pick a particular color if I want to. I can change, these are the themes of the main menu, changes the backgrounds. If I want a real minimalist look, I can choose this one right here, choose the white illumination, and now I don't really have a very flashy unit. I know some people are very concerned about these aftermarket stereos being too flashy, having too many bells and whistles. The one thing I like about the Pioneer is you can really customize it to your particular taste and make it look nice in your own vehicle. When we go to the navigation side of this, we have the map button right here is kind of a quick shortcut. You can also tap it there from the home button. And we are in night mode because it is dark out. Tap that button, really easy to punch in your information. You can either punch in a name of a place, a point of interest, and it pretty quickly loads everything up. So I do think that the Pioneer is kind of the easiest one to use because it's most responsive, gives you the most flexibility with your display and things like that. And it sounds good, and it gives you a lot of control over that sound too. So if I go back, I also wanted to show you the Ipod Search on this too, so let me grab the iPod cable, see if I can plug it in here. One-handed, and I can't, so hang on one second. Alright, so now I have, this is an older iPod connected to this, but this particular model, the other thing is the AVIC units, they are CarPlay compatible, which is a really cool feature if you have an iPhone 5 and up. And I don't think I plugged that into the right USB. Hang on. Okay, I'm back. I've got the iPod connected now to this AVIC-7000NEX right here. I'm going to go ahead and select that as my source, and it should load up. It loads up the quickest out of all of them, honestly. That was really quick. And at this point, if I want to do a search, I can tap this button right here. I can search by artist, playlist, albums, song titles, and look at how quickly that loaded up for me and how easy it is to select everything. Although I didn't actually mean to select that, so I'm going to go back and select something just so you can see how quickly it loads up the information. And maybe it's just the way that it loads, that it kind of rolls into it. It's not very glitchy, it's very smooth. So, you know, overall, I do think that the Pioneer units this year have the best navigation for 2014. And if you want to read about the real fine details between all of these products, please visit my blog, carstereochick.com, where you can read a very thorough write-up on all of these different models and see the differences between all of them. But my pick for 2014 is pretty much any of the Pioneer NEX units, 5000, 6000, 7000, or 8000. For the responsiveness, ease of use, and flexibility. I hope you guys have enjoyed this post, and I hope it's been very helpful to you. Thank you so much for listening and watching.